Good evening and welcome to the UCC Finals. Before we bring up your host, I just got one question for y'all. Idiot Box, how y'all doing tonight? Woo! Oh, come on. You can do better than that. I said, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah!
All right, that was a little bit better, but well, this is the finals, people, all right? I'm going to ask you one more time. How y'all doing tonight?
So good!
Quit lying to me.
What?
When I ask how you're doing, I want an honest answer. So I say again, how y'all doing tonight?
Not the worst I've ever felt.
Go on.
I mean, I kind of always feel like, there's something missing.
Yeah, you're definitely not a whole person.
I have hard seltzer.
Oh, you're going to need something a lot stronger than that to fill that void.
Like, love?
Fuck no. You need UCCNN!
Welcome back, boys and girls, to the best podcast within a 20-mile radius, UCCNN. I'm Dusty Cagle with one of my favorite people in the world, the father of my children, AJ Sir Swish Schrader.
And Dusty, what a pleasure it is here tonight. We are at the actual finals. Did you ever think we were going to make it this far?
No, I didn't. I did not think I would live past 27, but here I am.
Well, I'm glad you are still alive and that we both get to see this exciting show tonight. Very special episode, our only video episode that we've ever done. We've got a chance to actually catch up with some of the finalists before the finals began, so you're going to have a little pre-show treat before things get going. What are you most excited about in the finals this year?
Really, I'm just excited about the party that will be the celebration of comedy that's going to be happening next Saturday here at the Idiot Box. No matter what happens, it's going to be a celebration of love, hard work, and determination, and we just get to see who's more determined than the next.
Yep, and at the end of the night, we are going to celebrate whoever wins and all the competitors, because I'm sure it's going to be a killer show all the way through. You did get a chance to at least catch up with a couple of our competitors here around the space beforehand. So why waste any more time? Let's go ahead and hear from our first competitor and get you out on the street, Dusty.
Roll the tape.
Whoa. Now, while Dusty goes out and interviews some of the competitors, I was planning on just hanging out here on the patio. Unfortunately, one of our producers just informed me that Dusty will also be interviewing people in the same location. And apparently, it would be extremely awkward to see me just silently hovering in the background the entire time, so I'll go ahead and move into the studio. Perfect. Now that we've eliminated any chance of these interviews being awkward in any ways, we'll kick it back over to Dusty, who managed to track down Randall Howell, whose sharp writing and ability to threaten the other competitors with lawsuits has taken him all the way to the finals in his very first year of UCC competition.
All right, Dusty Cagle here with UCCNN on the beat, on the street, with one of our finalists right here, Randall. Randall, what do you got to say about yourself?
Well, we're not on the street. We're more on the sidewalk. I think that's important for the kids to know. We can't just be fucking doing interviews in the middle of the goddamn street, Dusty. That's irresponsible as hell.
That is true. We do not break the law.
Well, we don't get convicted.
Because we got this guy right here, known as the Laughing Lawyer himself. First year all the way to the finals. How do you feel about that? What worked for you? What didn't? What was your strategy to get to where you are right now?
I mean, I had a lot of crowd help. I'm not going to lie. We had a lot of friends and support who wanted to see me, do stuff like this. So I've had pretty favorable crowds, which I think helps you with the more edgier stuff. You get better laughs and it kind of snowballs. So I've been very happy to sort of ride the wave of being the new guy. And most of the fellow comics have been pretty supportive. Like, look, man, you're new. You're going to get a lot of crowd love. Enjoy it while you can. And I was like, that is a very wise mindset. I think I'm going to try to do that myself.
It's true, but it also helps to be funny like you are. A lot of people within their first year have a lot of trouble just trying to get past the first round. You were able to write so much in a short amount of time, unlike a lot of people. Would you say that would have a lot to do with being a lawyer?
A little bit of both. Honestly, man, I got to give credit to Steve and Trundy. There were a couple, I did the stand-up 101 class with Steve that kind of taught me how to write and get these ideas from your head to paper to stage and all the editing and reworking and confidence building. confidence losing sometimes when you're like, this joke is just garbage, so let's get rid of that. And then I did another workshop with Trundy where we kind of refined some things and got some new techniques. So I've had a lot of help in figuring out how to write, what to write. But, you know, I started doing stand-up about a year ago, and but I've been writing in my own head for 10 years, so it's just finally, I feel like I've got a big boost to work with, and it's just more about trimming it down to make it actually more compatible and more efficient.
Nice. I like that. I like that. You're a king yourself. How would it feel to be a double king of not just the realm, but also comedy?
I'm only a prince right now, if we're being technical. I'll be king in October. So being a double king, I mean, you know, once you've got one kingdom, why not take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? Hopefully you can snowball that into some kind of like religious oligarchy too, so you can transcend natural borders and just get people in both this life and the afterlife in terms of submission and domination.
A good old comedy cult. That sounds funny. So your strategy going in, because this is going to be a big one, it's going to be 12 minutes. You know, you're earlier in. You've done 12 minutes before, I'm sure, but not like a ton of times. Are you nervous about that, and what's kind of your strategy going into that longer time set?
Never done 12. Honestly, like I never did 8 before the semis on this one. So this is definitely going to be the longest show. I've done the 12 other things, you know, but minutes, you know, in the terms of minutes, I think that's going to be difficult. But I'm going to take some risks. I got some stuff that I haven't really flexed out. We'll see if it hits. But I'm going to do my usual process and try to manage my time and make sure I've got everything going on.
Get back in there. This is a big show right here. You see that right there? We paid for this sidewalk.
Randall might not have the backlog of material like some of our other competitors, but that means we're guaranteed to see something new, and I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Now, the UCC, of course, tonight, the focus is on the finalists, but we also want to remember the entire comedy community of this competition is a chance to celebrate everything Greensboro does. And we were able to track down one of our previous winners, Eric Trundy, who had this advice to share for this year's competitors.
How much time am I doing, Jenny? The UCC finals? How much time am I doing? When am I going up? I get $2,000 for winning, correct? It's $2,000 for winning. The guys, I talked to all the finalists, they said it was okay.
I told you to sign up over it.
So I'm gonna do 20, maybe up top.
No, not in the finals.
I'm gonna, what if I tell everybody to vote for Eric?
No, you can't do that. There's another Eric.
Vote for White Eric.
Vote for White Eric.
Yes.
That's probably not
I'm gonna
good.
steal this out and tell everybody to vote for White Eric.
They're gonna think he's white.
$500 and I won't do it.
$500 for you not to stand outside
Yes.
and tell people to vote for White Eric?
Yes. Yes.
I'm actually okay with
All right, dude, we did it. $500 for me, $2,000 for the winner. I can't fucking wait. I'm super excited. As soon as somebody else wins this, I don't ever have to come in here anymore. You know what I mean? It's like the Santa Claus, except for the UCC finals. It's going to be fantastic. $500, I'll take a big check.
But for the first time ever, we've got a couple competing in the UCC finals at the same time. JT and Madison are both sharp writers who are constantly churning out new material. Dusty caught up with Madison first. We'll hear how she's prepping for this year's finals.
Just because your boobs are right by my head. DC on the street here. I'm talking to Madison here, the little orphan Madison, as we like to call her around here. She's you made it to the finals. How do you feel? 10 feet tall, 10 feet short. How do you feel? Have you grown from this experience?
I do feel like I've grown at least 3 inches,
My God.
I would say. I feel good.
It's pretty good. Now you can move out of the osh-bagosh section. So are you nervous? Are you excited? What's your thought process going into this big battle where if you don't win, you are instantly killed?
I mean, I'm just kind of excited to be there. I've never made it to the finals before, so at this point, I'm just here. I'm happy.
Well, that's half the battle right there, is just trying to be happy, AJ. If you had to say if there was anybody in the competition already that you could just kill instantly, who would it be? And why would it be JT?
I would be JT Cole because he should know once and for all that my dog likes me most and not him.
If you do win, what would you spend that money on?
Rent and paint. I'm working on a new dollhouse. So, yeah, that's expensive.
Hell yeah, to live in?
Yeah. You know, it's a tiny home. Those are real popular with millennials, so I thought I'd jump on the trend.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Do you have a strategy going in? Because you're going to be doing 12 minutes. We went from 5 to like 8 to 10, now to 12. What's your thought on what you're going to do?
Doing what I always do, what I think is funny, and hopefully other people will think it's funny.
What's been your favorite set of the whole show so far when it comes to the competition this year? Was there a set of somebody's or your own that really stood out? Like, wow, that shit's spaghetti.
I was really happy with my set in the semifinals, but I didn't get to see this set. But I heard about BJ's where he sings, and I want to see it so bad, and I'm hoping he brings it back to the finals.
Hell yeah, Madison. Well, we hope you all the best, and if you lose, just remember you die on the spot.
I'm looking forward to it.
New rule, by the way.
Like I said, impossible for the interviews to be awkward. Now let's go ahead and catch up with the other half of that couple, JT, whose intellectual style is near and dear to my heart, always had a wealth of material, and has really started incorporating a lot of one-liners this year, which has given him a different pace and rhythm throughout his set. Back to you, Dusty.
Dusty Cagle here on the street with one of our fabulous finalists, JT Cole. How do you feel right now?
Feeling good, excited to be a part of it.
Wow. Okay. So you're a big man on campus, technically, physically speaking. Here, how many stone are you?
20. I don't know what a stone is. I don't know the conversion rate these days.
Hell yeah. Of anybody that would know that, I kind of thought it would be you, JT. You've been doing the competition for years, and now it's your real chance to. You've made it to the big times. You've really been kicking ass here. How many jokes have you written for this competition, just in particular?
Oh, I don't know for the competition, man. Probably at least a few, maybe like a 10 or 12 that I added in to stuff that already existed.
You wouldn't be lying to me, would you, JT?
I don't think so. I'd have to check my notes.
I see it in his eyes. He does not lie. JT, you're a marathon runner, dancer, and also singer. Of all the things that you can do, what's something that you can't?
Play ping pong. I'm very bad at that. Very bad. The Olympics made me realize that even more.
Well, okay, so that's one thing I can beat you in is ping pong. Have you ever met the other finalist, Madison?
I have heard stories, tales, lore even, but no, not in person.
I got you. So you're going to be going up against what they call her, the little gremlin of comedy and stuff like that. Is there, thinking of what your set's going to be for this final, have you thought about anything that might counteract somebody else's set or use something that you think they might use in their set?
Not really. I don't feel like I overlap a lot with with the other finalists. I tend to just kind of base it off crowd reactions, and then I might change something around. But I always try to write as much as I can, and the funny stuff will eventually rise out from that. You kind of be able to pick apart what's working and what's not, and where you need to add stuff in or take stuff out. That's always my philosophy, at least with most of comedy.
Hell yeah. Wise words from a tall man.
Sure hope tonight's competition doesn't cause any awkward car rides home for those two. I know if it were me and my wife were competing in the competition, I'd be a petty little bitch, but I'm pretty sure these two have the emotional maturity to weather through it. Now, we did try to track down all the finalists, but unfortunately weren't able to get a hold of Dehaj, who is the only previous winner in this year's finals. However, we did receive an anonymous voicemail this morning. May or may not be related. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Listen, guys, you gotta stop calling me. I don't want to do your podcast, alright? I already won the competition once before. I don't need the exposure. Please stop wasting my time. Also, you better not, do some shit where you, act like I'm part of the podcast, because if you guys imitate me, I will definitely get you canceled. Because if there's one thing I love, it's cancel culture. Alright, please don't contact me again.
Now, our other new finalist, BJ Owens, has really been shaking up the scene and incorporating multimedia, big storytelling. He seems to just be having a blast out there. So I can't wait to hear how he's prepping for tonight's competition. Dusty, right back to you.
I can't read.
So we know what you're going to do with the $2,000. You're going to get a tutor. Sitting right here, everybody, boys and girls, Dusty Cagle on the street, on the beat, if you may, for UCCNN. One of our fabulous finalists here, the Baker of Butcher Street, as they like to call him, or the redhead stepchild of comedy, BJ Owens. BJ, you took some of the biggest risk of this whole competition, of the whole competition in general, where I've seen some serious jumps and leaps, not little baby crawling or anything like that. You really jump out there into some shark-infested waters. How do you do that, and how does it feel when that shit lands?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even think I would be here at this point. I honestly just went out with the intention of having a good time, and if I didn't make it, I didn't make it, but that was it. I just wanted to have a good time on stage.
Well, you did have a good time on stage. That is one beautiful thing to be able to see you do that. You are from the town of Asheboro, as myself. Am I right or am I right? Is that meth, not fire?
That is some fire meth. Yeah, I would like to say that it's probably the best meth in the central region of North Carolina.
Tonight's show, by the way, brought to you by Asheburian Meth. Boink. What's been one of your favorite parts of the competition so far this year?
Y'all's podcasts. You guys are doing a fantastic job hyping this up. It's made it way more fun to participate for me personally. And to be honest, I did not think I would make it this far. So honestly, the whole atmosphere, this is only my second UCC, and just the entire atmosphere surrounding this one. My first one, I was really nervous. This one, just decided to have fun and say, fuck it, throw it to the wind, and that's what we're doing.
You've lived a life of a red-headed person. I would say a pretty bold choice to live that kind of lifestyle. How does it make you feel?
Honestly, right now, pretty good. I feel pretty good. There's nothing you can say to me as a ginger that I've not already heard.
Nice. Okay, so you're pretty much bulletproof. One thing to end here, if you had anything to say to a new comic that wants to be in your shoes and wants to be up on that final stage, what would be your greatest truth to tell them?
Just write a lot, always write everything down, and enjoy yourself. Just have fun. This is more fun when you're having fun and not forcing it.
Boys and girls, BJ Owens, the Baker of Butcher Street himself. And for the rest of you finalists, you better watch the fuck out, because BJ is going to fuck your face. All right, Dusty Cagle on the street. Goodbye.
Now, of course, everyone knows the winner gets $2,000 and the title of UCC champion, but we don't want to forget about all the other prizes that have been added to this year's competition. So if one more time, let's have a refresher of what those are.
That's right. In addition to the $2,000, you'll also receive 2 Brian Benders. That way they can, do stuff to each other. The PS2, that's TOO, also known as the PS as well, the Nintendo 65, Milo and Otis Uncut, Half a Wish, the Next Door Beer Bar and Bottle Shop Patio, a lifetime supply of A&W root beer, a bird, the ability to speak Braille, a trip to Space Camp, the cast of Baby Geniuses, Dusty's shoes, and I've just received word you also receive 1 free recording credit courtesy of AJ Schrader. No prizes are actually binding, and we were responsible for nothing. And now some words of encouragement from last year's winner, Mr. 2 times himself, JD Etheridge.
When they gonna see this? Like right before the thing starts?
They might never see it.
They might never see it. Listen,
Everyone else.
listen. It's only $2,000, bro. It's not gonna make your life. It ain't gonna break your life. Relax. Whatever you gotta do that day to have a good day, do it. Smoke some weed, have some sex, eat some good food. Whatever you gotta do to feel good that night to perform well, do that. Don't stress. It's just money. A lot of y'all probably could make $2,000 doing something else. I hate to tell you that, but you probably are better something else. To keep it hot with you, but you're doing this because you love it. Don't worry about the money, man. Just have fun. Have fun. Be yourself. Can't nobody take nothing from you.
So exciting to see all these new faces in this year's competition. However, some of our finalists might look a little bit familiar. This is Eric Brown's 3rd time in the UCC finals, and last year he was one of the people who won one of those headlining shows at the Idiot Box Comedy Club. So we know he's got the length of material to back things up, and he's a consistent favorite with audiences. Let's see if he's treating prep for this year's finals any differently.
Dusty Cagle here on the street on the beat with UCCNN with one of our fabulous finalists, the finalist of finalists that we know of right here, the final boss himself, everybody, E.B. Eric Brown, right here in the house. Eric, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm liking my chances. This is the third year in a row. This is the first year that it's not the most important thing in my life, but it's not the first year I could use the money. I'm pretty polished now. I got some material. I got some punch ups. I'm feeling as confident as somebody can feel about being in the finals of the UCC. Not as confident, but like as calm, basically. I mean, I'm not really as jittery as I normally would be.
That's true. That's true.
Assuming me.
Well, in 3 years in a row, as we like to call it, the comedic turkey of comedy, especially for the UCCNN, hadn't been done a whole lot. Getting back in there for the third time, that's really got to be a confidence boost right there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, actually, I would say, like every round was, I just wanted to go to advance. And this year I did it differently than I've done it in the past couple years. So winning is, it will be a cherry on top, of course, but it's a lot of funny people in it. I can say, you've interviewed them. I don't need to say their names.
That's right, the names that shall not be spoken.
I think maybe after the first round, I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Like I was like, that could be it. And to know, and to see so many people that have been in the finals before and haven't made it this and didn't make it this time, that makes going to the finals for the third time in a row, like an achievement in itself.
Oh, it really is. You should get your own little patch that you can put on like a jacket and wear it at the arcades. That's what I would like to do. What's your strategy going in? You got the time, you got the bits. Have you put them all in their right Tetris place?
I have not. Really what I typically do in any situation is I come up with an order and a set list when I see the crowd. I play to the crowd. I don't know who said it, but somebody said, it might have been Chris Rock. He said musicians play music and comedians play the crowd. So I don't come in to sing songs that the crowd don't want to hear. You know what I mean?
That's right. They're not hearing Kumbaya. They want to hear some Twisted Sister.
Or DMX. Or
very similar to Twisted Sister, by the way.
I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of Twisted Sister. Listen to a lot of DMX though.
Next question I got going for you real quick. You got to where you got 3 times in a row. Not many people have ever done that. What would you say was the ingredients to that beautiful quiche that you have made? Fucking love quiche.
Consistency. I guess that's the thing about quiche. You want quiche to be consistent, right? You don't want to get any chunks in quiche, right?
No chunk.
Like I've never had chunky quiche.
No chunk.
And if I ever felt like, and if it wasn't like, if I didn't know that broccoli was in it before you gave it to me, I wouldn't expect chunks. I would expect a consistency in quiche. You know what I'm saying? So my consistency is there, the flavor is there, the seasoning is there, and as long as I don't overcook it, it'll be good. You know what I mean? And that's all. And I just want to serve a nice dish to the crowd, and hopefully, my dish is the best.
Wise words from a wise man. Eric Brown, a.k.a. the Eggs Benedict of comedy, going to be at the finals. Can he make this the big year, or is he going to have to go for a 4th time next year? Check it out and watch, everybody. E.B. Eric Brown.
Excellent work, Dusty. Thank you for tracking down all those competitors. I can't wait to see how things play out tonight. Now, the competition will be starting soon, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here and cut over to the live feed. But thank you all for watching. It's been an incredible season here at UCCNN, and hopefully we'll see you again next year.